Imagine you are making a tea. 1 spoon of sugar makes it better, 2 spoon makes it sweeter, but you keep on adding the sugar and eventually the tea becomes undrinkable. How does that happen? Economics calls it the law of diminishing returns. Simply, the law tells you that when you keep adding more of just single input to the whole mix without changing anything else, the additional output gained from each unit starts decreasing. Let's look at some examples to explain this a bit more. First example that I'm going to discuss with you is related to farming. So let's say there's a farm and you use fertilizers to basically increase the production of the crops, right? One bag of fertilizer would maybe increase your crop yield by 20%. You add a second bag, your extra yield would be 15%, third bag 8%, fourth bag maybe 2%, 3%. So all in all, each additional bag of fertilizer that you are adding to your soil is yielding you less of the crop, because that is how is the capacity of the land to absorb the nutrients from the fertilizer. So by adding extra to the land, extra fertilizer to the land does not guarantee you getting the same result, same amount of percentage increase in the yield that you were getting from your first bag, right? Just remember, by the definition, when you increase one type of input while keeping all other inputs same, unchanged, that is when your profit from per unit or your yield per unit starts decreasing over time. Going to the second example, let's say you have a factory where workers work. You have one worker that makes 10 units of XYZ product. You add additional person to help him, that's second worker, and your total output goes to 25. Very good. Third worker 38, fourth worker 45, fifth worker, sixth worker. So your overall capacity would gradually go down because you simply kept on adding the number of workers in your factory without increasing additional machinery, additional other inputs, and you just kept on increasing just one thing, that is your workforce. So obviously all of them collectively working on the same setup would eventually yield lesser return over time than what one person was doing. So a percentage of yield would definitely go down. Third example, very simple example. We have all given exams in our life. First hour, you are very strong-headed, like you're learning a lot. Second hour of your learning phase, you're still productive. Third hour, you get tired. Fourth hour, fifth hour, 10th hour, there's very minimum that you understand, very minimum that goes in your brain, and very minimum that you will finally write in your exam. So over time, your productivity decreases of learning. How? You just increased the amount of time, nothing else, in your overall learning or reading plan. That's how that happened. So you only increase the time. Other very good example is advertisements. All the e-commerce brands do televised ads, social media ads. So let's say you spend 1 lakh on your ads and you gain 1,000 customers. Wow, amazing. You add additional lakh to that, and this time you never got 1,000 customers, you got 700. Third lakh that you added to that spend, you yield maybe 500 or 400 customers. So with every new lakh that you're entering in your ad spend, you're gaining less customers, and that's how it happens, right? So this is the biggest problem of Google paid ads or semi other ads. You keep on investing more on the money, but you are never doing anything else other than, any innovation in your product or proper brand marketing or proper segmentation. You're not doing anything else. You're just filling in money, just increasing one input. So your overall output will also decrease with time, right? So that's how the law of diminishing return works. It reminds us that more is not always better. The more you add the fertilizer, more you add the study time, more you add to the advertisement, does not mean that you will get the same proportion of returns just by increasing that 1 unit of thing that you want in your product, right? So the output from each additional unit decreases. The number of customers gained from each additional lakh of money that you added in your ad spend decreases. The amount of learning that you are doing with each additional hour of studying decreases. Amount of crop that is growing with each additional bag of fertilizer decreases because you're just focusing on that one thing, right? That is actually what happens whenever you start a new business. Initially the growth is very high, amazing, but eventually with more efforts you start gaining less. So the more the effort over time, the lesser the reward. That is always a problem, and that is the main crux of the law of diminishing returns. Again, if you want to understand the definition again, let's go to the definition again one more time. The law of diminishing returns states that when you keep adding more of one input while keeping everything else fixed, your additional output from that one unit, the additional output gained from that one unit will eventually start decreasing over time, right? I hope I was able to explain this with these examples to you. The main point again I'm trying to highlight is increasing the input of one thing while keeping everything same. You increase the number of workers in your factory, but you forgot to add additional machinery, additional space, additional raw material, or innovating the product and everything else. You forgot everything else and you just thought that I will add more workers, I will get more production. So that is how it does not work, right? So this is a very starting and basic concept of law of diminishing returns in economics, but it explains how the whole overall business works. I hope the topic was interesting to you. Please do like, subscribe, share, and do tell me in the comments how do you feel about the examples, and if you are able to understand the logic of how it works based on just increasing one input and not changing the other things and eventually blaming the business not working properly, right? Like, subscribe, share, and follow for more. Thank you.